back in about January. Whilst out running in the peaks, Johnny told me he had a crazy idea. We thought it would be great if we had a community event running around this place for 24 hours. Can we do something as a community together for Palestine?
The Palestine women's football team who are visiting Sheffield this weekend, they came and arrived, met by the Lord Mayor and did the first lap. And our newly re-elected Labour MP Louise Haigh ran the first hour. So that was fantastic, and fantastic that it stopped pouring with rain just before that.
Really a great honour to be able to.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We had 160 runners booked beforehand, but we've had over 100 people turning up.
Sarah Gowan from Sheffield Palestine Women's Scholarship Fund. It's our 10th anniversary year, and we're hoping soon to have raised enough money to have sent out £100,000 over 10 years, and it's events like this that make the big difference in terms of being able to raise the funds to support women into education and for other people to find out about it.
We're hoping to raise a lot of money for the scholarship fund which supports young women to achieve a higher education in Gaza.
Oh, little runner.
And for a number of children's projects which we also support.
Well done.
And it's very different from a race where you have one start time, one finish time. This is much more about including people in all sorts of ways. You don't have to run, you can walk, you can hop. We haven't had any hoppers, but we've had plenty of walkers, plenty of runners, and a spirit of inclusivity, which I think has marked this out from other sorts of events.
Palestine. Hey, well done. Well done. Number 2. That's fantastic. In that fast time, it took me to walk that bit, you got all the way around.
You're ready to keep. And of course you can start and finish at different times. There's not one time you have to be there and that's it. There are a number of inspirations about this park that have parallels with Palestine for us. In Britain, we have the right to move around, but it's not a very old right. It's something that kinder trespassers were fighting for, and we should celebrate it ourselves, but we should also recognise, I think, that other people do not have it.
We showed a film of the Bethlehem Marathon, and that's really relevant because the Bethlehem Marathon had to go round in circuits in order to do the distance because of the apartheid wall and checkpoints and so on.
This park is 17 hectares, it's a small park. In Palestine there's a refugee camp called Tulkarm. It's the same area and 21,000 people live there.
And if you just think of 21,000 people cramped into this size, that is quite awful.
We got lots of people on board, and the Healy Development Trust and the Park Users Group and the Meersbrook Hall Users Group and the Walled Garden Trust, and suddenly we realised we had a thing going.
I'm a local resident and I work for Healy Development Trust. We're in Meersbrook Hall, which is a beautiful Grade 2 listed building which was built in the 14th century originally and then added to over the course of the coming centuries, and recently it was scheduled for sale by the local authority for a capital receipt, and local people, including the Trust, Friends of Meersbrook Hall, the Wall Garden Group, came together to work with local councillors to save the building so it belongs to the people of Sheffield still, which it does today. We're now working to negotiate a lease with the council and bring the building back to life. And of course today this event is all about bringing this building back to life, and without the building we couldn't have managed the run as safely and as well as we have done. As a local community, we believe strongly in the way that local people work together, support each other, show compassion and care. And of course what the Palestine Solidarity Campaign is doing is exactly that. So this run not only brings together the people of Healy and Meersbrook, but it makes a link to another community and another part of the world who need our support and understanding. And this run, I think, has done a really good job of raising awareness.
I'm a local mum here in Meersbrook, and I was asked to get involved as a local and as a local runner. As I got more involved in the event, as I read up about it and as I talked to the main organisers, it became evident to me that it was a real, it's a terrible situation.
Well done.
And then you can just eat your skin, wait in the chocolate skin.
Yeah, I like
Would you like chocolate, man? Yeah.
We've had massive interest from running clubs. The provided teams that have run the whole, or are preparing to run the whole of the 24 hours, which is a fantastic effort on their part. And all of them have said what a good experience that has been.
My name's Thomas McCart. I've come here to kind of help out and take part. I'm part of the Still City Striders, and we've, as a club, we've provided a consistent runner every hour for the full 24 hours.
Good fun, yeah. But slightly burning legs going up that hill, but apart from that, yeah, good.
It's a tough climb.
Never give up, 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 never, 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 oh, never, never give up. Sing so bambelela, 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 bambe, 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 oh, bambe, bambelela.
How many times is this then?
This is number 9.
Number 9, fantastic. Yay! Well done. Okay, do you want some water? How many was that?
Okay.
10k?
I think it was 8.
8k.
Tell me while I'm looking about. No, it's deadly serious. Oh, that was so hard.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's alright, yeah. Well, I didn't go to bed on Thursday night as I watched the election unfold, so.
Do you think it'll make any difference to Palestine?
I do, to see people voting for hope and voting for a better future. And Jeremy Corbyn is a supporter of Palestine, then there has to be the possibility of change, you know.
Is that 10? Is that you done?
Yeah.
Of course you can, yeah.
Cheers.
You alright, Janet?
We now declare it to be evening time at Small Park Big Run.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
One more. This is for Jeremy Corbyn.
I had an hour running in the middle of the night. Got to run in the glorious full moon. I think there was maybe 5 of us running at 2 AM.
our shift done now.
Well done, mate.
Cheers for that, thanks.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
We have to have somebody looking after the runners. And it's not just in terms of their safety, but in terms of their spirit.
Well done.
Go!
We've had a lot of casual supporters here, clapping people on and giving them encouragement, especially when they get up that really steep hill. Way into the small hours of the night even, I could hear people applauding runners as they came round the corner, giving them an encouragement to go on the next lap. I woke up at 5 o'clock having had 2 hours sleep, walked the course, a beautiful sunrise. There's a lady on a park bench called Rosie. She came to support us. She's been making Palestinian pom-poms and the runners are now carrying those round.
Are you enjoying the run?
I'm not running anywhere, but yeah, I think it's good. It's good, isn't it?
And why are you walking?
Why am I walking? Because I've had a stroke.
Is that what you mean?
Why are you
What's
doing...
the function of doing this?
Yes.
Supporting Palestine, I suppose. Yeah.
You've been doing that a long time.
Well, I suppose I have. Yeah.
Why do you think it's necessary for us to support Palestine?
Going on too long. Well, we need to change things. Get it better.
Yes, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Are you on your last lap?
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? Am I going to get round the corner? Yes, I'll
You
get
are,
round and then I'll
you
stop.
are, you are.
Anyway, I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Isn't this good though that people have organised it?
Yes.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Nice. And what a wonderful morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like totally like big like Palestine supporter.
Check out the room.
I hope we're looking at our best.
You are!
We have to have a Jeep for Stephen. Are you there, Stephen's from Manchester?
On my own. I go,
At 12:15 today, we're going to have a fun run. We'll be linking up with a fun run in Gaza. We'll have a telephone live link up with them, and we can really show some community spirit and empathic connection with another community halfway around the world.
Personally, I'm overwhelmed by the response of locals and people further afield. One young chap arrived at 7:30 last night from the train in Loughborough. He just got on the train after reading about the event and decided to take part, and he ran practically a marathon distance. He did really, really well.
From Geneva, Switzerland, but I'm studying in Loughborough University right now, and I've just run 52 laps around the park here because I thought it was a good cause, and I love running. I actually have an aunt who's from Palestine. Legs are a bit tired. Still got to walk back to the train station now, so.
That sort of free spirit, that adventurous spirit was really part of this event too.
Your voices on the turning tide. Your voices on the turning tide. Your voices on the turning tide.
We're very, very pleased to be here today supporting this fantastic event. It's a really wonderful event, fantastically organised. It's brought so many people in, and it's really important because it represents the restrictions on movement of people in Palestine. So thank you all for taking part, and thanks for inviting us.
Fantastic. This is the last half-hour slot of these runners, and I think everybody that's run needs a fantastic round of applause. So. 11:30 runners, away you go.
And can
show of the olive branch that has been the baton for the fabulous running team, the Striders.
Thank you very much. Hello? Hello?
المسيرة هي أتت بالتزامن مع وجود
We timed it to coincide with your big run for the in support of the Palestinian people.
تضامن مع الشعب الفلسطيني اللي بيتعرض لكثير من الهجمات.
We really appreciate your support in a time where we are very abandoned and we are under a lot of attacks.
والتضامن للشعب البريطاني بشفل هذا كثير بيعمل لهم دعم نفسي وبيقويهم.
Your support in Sheffield gives those children very, very big hope of the future. And the most important thing, a part of any materialistic support, is to feel that there are people who feel their plight. Hello. We seem to have lost the connection. Hello? Thank you very much, and put your hands together for the people of Palestine.
Okay, about to start the warm up for the fun run. We're going to limber up your kind of midriff area, heel to bum. Now take your hands, pat yourself on the back.
Special moments, seeing families take part, the organisers, their passion behind the event, and the fact that they had personal family connections with people in Palestine. For me, that was one of the most moving parts of the event.
The other absolutely wonderful things are exactly how friendly and happy everyone has been. It's a community event that you could only dream of. We've got signs up everywhere depicting issues about the Palestinian problem and about their restrictions of movement. I've seen dog walkers reading them, general members of the public, runners who've signed up who before now may not have taken that much interest in Palestine have now seen it. So we've really, I think, spread a message within the local community.